All right, hopefully this is working because I know there's been a little bit of confusion in terms of how this has all been working. So let's see if we can get this going. Hi, Spammy. So from London, huh? All right, cool. And we have Shwatank Panday as well. So nice to have you guys with us. Yeah, I do have some emeralds there. Um, yep, that's right, Pocket. Big day of the broadcast. And yes, I do have some emeralds. I'm planning on actually using them during this live stream. I plan on going to the Altar of Elements. So yeah, I'm a little early. I know. I also realize that the other link isn't quite working. So hopefully a couple people will see that I'm over here and we'll be able to transition over. I apologize for any confusion. This is my first live stream. It's nice to have you guys with me, though. I really do appreciate it. It's pretty cool. From Macedonia. Wow. You guys are from all over the place. From Peru, we have Paulo. Wow, I want to go to Peru. That sounds like a really cool place to go. Right now, I am in the U.S. I'm currently in New York. We are in shutdown mode right now just because of the coronavirus, of course. I'm sure everyone is. Um, how many till your next totem? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% sure how many emeralds I need to spend before I can get my next totem. I think it's quite a bit, but hopefully, we'll see how it goes. I'm not expecting to pull one, but it's always cool when you do. So hopefully, we'll see how that goes. And you are from Delhi, India. Wow. And awesome. Thank you for following the videos. I really do appreciate it. Um, all of this is really, really, it's fun for me, guys, to do these, videos. And, this is my first ever stream. It's fun to be here with you guys. I think um, I'm glad that you guys enjoy them as well. I know I'm still a little bit early, but it's nice to see you guys trickling in and from all over the place. Gotta love how international this game is. And honestly, there's a lot of great people that play this game. From my experience, I've met so many people from all over, and everyone's just so nice in the game for the most part, and it's really, really cool. It's a very supportive group. So just a couple more minutes here, and a couple of things that I plan on talking about is I got asked to talk about who are some good free heroes that you can get in the game, as well as kind of what's your thought on certain pets. So I'll definitely go over that for sure. I am also planning on opening up, as I said, some spheres for Titans because I do want to finish my Titans eventually. I'm getting close to finishing my Earth team, but it is slow going. So it looks like we are about there, and I do apologize again for the people on the other live stream channel. I realize that YouTube has a couple of different things going on with our live stream, and this was the easiest setup for me. I haven't done too much in game today, so I will probably just go ahead and do a lot of my dailies as well. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just look at my daily quests. I'm going to claim this energy here, and essentially what I'm going to do is I am going to, well, I'm getting close to Kark being done. So I will actually go ahead and try to acquire some of this item while we're waiting here. I'm just going to go ahead and raid. I definitely think the drop rate is not as good for some of these items when you just straight raid, but I didn't really want to go through each of them individually. And here you can see that one item, Drummer's Fancy, right? Super expensive item, costs 23,200 emeralds to finish. I think we're going to just finish it the old-fashioned way. It does give a lot of good statistics here, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth finishing that way. I do love Kark, though. or as some of you guys know him as Bob, right? But Andvari is my favorite character, but Kark is a very, very good hero. He's my main DPS guy for sure. As you can see, you know, my skills are all done here. My skins are all done. Item-wise, I just have that one Drummer's Fancy to Go. Glyphs all done. Gift of Elements, of course, done. Artifacts, all done, all absolute. Patronage, that's a work in progress. I do have Fenris attached to him right now. I think the other one that's available is Mara. Just not strong enough for me right now to attach her to Kark. But that just means he's going to do a lot more damage, which is pretty cool. Let's see, what else do we have in... Okay, so we have pet summoning. I have 57 eggs, guys. We are going to open 56 probably right now because I like to save one just for the next day in case I don't end up doing an adventure, right? If you get stuck in an adventure, you can't complete this quest. So we're just going to go ahead and open some. Not expecting too many. As you can see, the drop rate for these pets, man, it's pretty rough. 1 soul stone each. You get 3 there, which is cool. And we got Albus finally, so 10 soul stones there, which is cool. We have Oliver as well. Merlin, good magic pet. And so we have a couple of good pulls there, which is pretty rare if I'm being honest, because usually I feel like I always get stuck with, you know, ones. Oh, I hear you, Gary. Yep. I wish there was a 1 pet summoning as well as opposed to 10. That is definitely annoying. And you're right, Spammy. It's super slow getting these because you literally get 1 soul stone each time for these pets. It's really, really annoying. But it is what it is. I'm going to do this one more time. So if you have patronage, extra buff is activated when you use that pet in fight, or it's global. Okay, so patronage is only applicable when it's attached to your pet. And it's kind of tricky if I'm being honest. I probably should have made a video on this before, but I haven't. So we're going to go ahead and look at pets just so we can talk about that real quick. So here we are up in the sanctuary. And we're looking at pets, right? So to be able to attach a pet to your hero, they have to be blue or purple. And really, when you have them at blue and you attach them, right, as patronage, it doesn't add any stats, sadly. So even if you have him at blue, right, like I have Kane here, he's adding absolutely nothing being attached to Nebula. But it looks cool. And when you look at a battle, it does show that a pet is attached to the hero, even though it's adding absolutely 0 in terms of statistics. When we're looking at Fenris, right, and you have patronage, it's attached to Kark. You can pick from the heroes that you have available, of course. And here you can see what stats are actually added to your hero, right? So we get extra physical attack and armor penetration. Great for Kark. That just means he hits harder, which is great because, you know, the opponents go down faster. What more could you ask for? You have Oliver, right? So Oliver is attached to Martha. Oliver is really, really good for your tanks, but I like her for Martha, especially if on our server occasionally I'll see a Luther team and I want Martha to be beefed up just a little bit more because I haven't invested quite as much as I would have liked. So that's what we're looking at with Oliver. And with Albus, we just are looking at straight damage. So Albus is probably my favorite pet in terms of pure damage. Like when you're facing a singular boss, right, Albus is the way to go. You'll see Seymour. Albus is very, very good at dealing damage. The way he accumulates his attack over time based off of you know, your team attack is really, really beneficial. And so I'm looking here. It says, if I patron my Fenris to Kira, do I have to include that pet in the fight as well? No, you actually do not. So as long as, okay, let's say you said Fenris, right? So if you have Fenris attached to, let's say, Kira, right? If you have it like this and it shows that your patronage is attached to Kira. You do not need to use Fenris as your main pet when you're actually in a battle. The stats will automatically apply because you have him attached here. I'm going to put it back to my Kark because that's how I had it. But yes, you're good when that happens. You don't need to worry about having Fenris as your main pet. You can have, like, let's say Oliver as your main team pet in the fight. But because you have the patronage attached in the Sanctuary, you're good to go. You don't need to worry about using him as your go-to in terms of the actual battle. So that's what we're talking about up here. I don't have the merchant unlocked, sadly, so most of my pets are 4 stars, which I am not looking forward to. I still have a long ways to go, sadly, but that's just kind of where we're at. And yep, I'm glad that worked out, your mystery there. Yeah, if you guys have questions, guys, feel free to post them in the chat. I will answer them. I'm sorry that I'm not super fluent with this just yet. Yes, I do have PayPal if you want to donate. Yeah, I do. It is, you can just simply do J versus Hero Wars at gmail.com. That will get you there. That's not required, but I get a lot of questions like, if we want to donate, where can we donate? That's where I will put a link in the following videos and descriptions. I am a student, so I just throw that out there. But anyway, going back to what we have here, adventures, I think we have a lot of, sorry, not meaning to go to Guild War here. But if we're looking at Sanctuary, I do have 5 portal charges, so I need to use up at least 3 more before the end of the night. So I may do that on live stream, I might not. But essentially what you want to do here, guys, is you want to have 2 out of 3 regularly. You don't want to have 3 or more by the end of the day because you want to get that free portal charge. So just keep that in mind. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that, but it doesn't hurt to remind you guys. With Albus, so close to finishing out this purple and getting him to purple +1 or violet +1, right? And they did add all the way up to violet +3 because I remember when they first came out with the pets, it was only violet +2. So now that there are a couple more people trickling in, which is really cool, I do have a couple of Titan Spheres I'm going to open. I'm just going to open 20 because what the heck, I have them and I don't really... So I like opening them. It looks cool. Usually don't get any Super Titans, but if you do, you get this really cool purple little sphere of summoning sphere. Basically you get a bunch of these Titan Soul coins, which is cool. I'm going to just trade these in because I don't need any more, but I like to get the Titan Potions just so I can get closer to finishing my Titans. They still are a little ways again. Can you say that again about portals? Yeah, so, sorry, I'm going to jump back, guys. I apologize. But if we're looking at our portals, right, so here you can see I have 5 portal charges out of 3. You want to keep this number under 3 because essentially what's going to happen is at the end of the day, you always get 1 extra portal charge. So if you have 3 out of 3, you're basically losing a portal charge by not having less than 3. That's just how the game mechanics work. I don't love that. I wish that it just gave you 1 portal charge every day regardless of how many you had. But if you have more than 3 or you're at 3, you won't get an extra portal charge that you normally get at the end of the day. So if I hope that makes sense, Gary. I hope that's clear. Basically you want to have 2, 1, or 0 portal charges at the end of the day. You don't want to have 3 or more because you lose out on the, you get 1 for free at the end of the day, you lose out on that. So I hope that catches you up. Looking at the merchant, right, this is an easy way to get gold if you weren't aware of it. How do you unlock this Titan Soul Shop? Excuse me. All you need to do is get 1 of your Titans to absolute. The easiest ones are usually the non-super Titans, if I'm being honest. Here you can see I have all my non-absolute. They have been for a little bit. I always find that I can't upgrade my Sigurd as much as I'd like because I want to finish him and get him to level 120. But, it is what it is. So we will just level up Vulcan a little bit here. The tough thing... Yeah, no problem, Gary. I'm glad I could help. But yeah, so the cool thing about Titans and the tough thing about Titans, The easy part, sadly, is acquiring the soul stones and leveling them up. The really tricky part is the skins. Um, it costs a lot of skins to basically increase your heroes. Hi, Andrea. Nice to have you with us. We also, with skins, basically you can see here it makes a huge difference in attack, right? It adds almost 16,700 attack, if you will, just for Eden alone. Artifacts are also key for your Titans, very similar to how they are key for your heroes. Here you can see I have these two Absolute. I am working currently to get the Earth Crown to Absolute just to make Eden better, because Eden is my personal favorite Super Titan. I know there's a lot of pros and cons to each of them, but I might be a little biased because I have, Earth Spirit Totem, and, they get my heroes Earth that are Earth get a little bonus because of where my totem's at. But, basically my Eden's pretty beefy, and I really enjoy having, I think it's a her on my squad. Angus has 2 skins, right? So all your tank Titans, if you will. So Angus, you have Sigurd, and you have Moloch, right? All 3 of these have elemental armor in addition to health. And the only way you can unlock that is by getting the right amount of guild trophies, essentially. So the way to go about doing that, is to simply acquire them in Guild Workshop, and you go to exchange and you basically trade in your bronze Guild War trophies for Titan Skin Stones. I do see a question here. It says, does Sebastian's critical work on Kira as well, or just only critical heroes? Yeah, okay. I will get into that in just a quick second. I'm going to finish up talking real quick about these Titan Skin Stones. This is essential for your tank, guys. You want to get these Titan Skin Stones to get this initial, champion skin for your Titans, just because you can't acquire them. It's one of the few items that you can't actually buy with emeralds. Hi, Layla. Good morning to you. And that's just one thing that I like to point out to people is things that are very valuable are the things that you can't actually purchase in-game with emeralds. I mean, there are a certain, limited number of things, but champion skins is one of those things. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys were all aware that they are very valuable. I do realize a lot of people like to, in the Guild Workshop, get these champion skins. And, I enjoy getting them too, so I obviously focus on getting them first. Is leveling up the champion skin or regular skin better? Personally, I think the default skin is usually better for your heroes. It just tends to have more statistical benefits. But here you can see the non-default skins and the non-champion skins. I guess if we go to Cleaver, right? So Cleaver has a champion skin and a default skin. I actually think his Barbarian skin and Masquerade skin give you more bonus stats, but it does cost more in terms of the number of skin stones that you need to use to level them up. So I hope that answers that. I think essentially your default skin is your best bet. It's a little bit better than the champion skin, generally speaking. But if I'm looking at what heroes we have here, I think Ju, Jorgen, Helios, and Dorian are key, especially if you are looking to go far in campaign. Ju's just a monster. And I will go to answer that one question that you had about Sebastian. And so here we have Sebastian, right? In my opinion, one of the best heroes in the game right now. He's OP. Pocket I will get to, I promise. So Sebastian, here we have, he does basically give extra critical hit chance. And that is really good for your heroes that already have critical hit chance, right? But if we're looking at the artifacts, which is what we need to look at when we're looking at Sebastian, is what if you have a hero that doesn't have any critical hit chance, right? So what happens? You have to hope, essentially, that his first skill goes off. So here you can see, by activating the skill, your whole team gets a critical hit chance. And you just need 3 stars, right, to get it to 100%, right? So activation chance 100%. So every time your first skill goes off, your whole team gets a critical hit chance. If your hero already has a critical hit chance, then you don't need to worry about it, and basically Sebastian will buff that specific critical hit chance. You were talking about Kira specifically. I'm going to have to find Kira because I don't use her as often as I would like. Let's look at stats. Okay. So just based off of the initial look there, I didn't see critical hit chance. But if Sebastian's first skill goes off, right, Kira will have the ability to have that critical hit chance. Basically, you're kind of relying on Sebastian's first skill. I hope that makes sense, but basically, heroes that don't have critical hit chance won't be able to benefit from the critical hit that Sebastian offers unless they attack when this critical hit chance is activated basically off of this first skill that Sebastian has, which removes all the debuffs from the allied team, which is great against Jorgen. And what about the critical glyph of Sebastian? So glyphs only help the specific hero that they're attached to. So here, critical hit chance, I believe this only is applicable to Sebastian himself. I don't believe it applies to the entire team unless he has a skill that is related to critical hit chance, and I don't see that that's the case. Okay, so we also had another question here. In the Tournament of Titans, right, okay, there's someone who can beat the bots Lord of Fire, Lord of Water, Lord of Earth. They have 1.5 million power to pass the stage 7. Yeah, that's absolutely true, Pocket. I myself have only been able to beat the Water Lord occasionally, and that's pure luck depending on what the opposing team's setup is. To do that, you have to battle manually. There's 0% chance that you win just by doing auto and simply battling. They're just too tough for you to do that. And of course, just so everyone's on the same page as what Pocket's talking about, we're talking about the Tournament of Elements, right? Here the tournament's over. I missed a day on this one this week, so I apologize. I didn't do super hot. But there are these things called the Lords, and they're super tough, as was said by Pocket here. And basically, you really need to battle manually. And basically, you need to time up your totems. And you really need to have all absolute totems if you're planning on beating all 3 of the Lords. There's not really an easy other way to say it. That's just kind of what we're talking about. I'm going to go ahead and, since I'm here, I want to talk about the tournament certificates real quick. They are super cool because you can get Kark. This is how I completed my Kark initially. Nebula is also here that I use in my main team regularly. Artifact coins are pretty tough to get. Chaos cores, in my opinion, are not typically worth the purchase for the elemental tournament certificates, just because you can get them regularly in the artifact, I guess, the airship, right? Yep. And the large skinstone chest, I do like this one as well, but I just find artifact coins do more for me in the long run, so I typically claim these. I am done, right? Keep in mind with Kark and Nebula. On my brand new account, I am getting a lot of Kark Soul Stones because Kark is just one of those heroes that if you get over time, he just is crazy good at taking down opposing teams. So that's what we're looking at there. I am going to go ahead and start opening some of these Altar of Elements because I want to basically use a bunch of these emeralds. I've been saving these for a while, and I do have a good amount. I think it was pointed out earlier. But we're just going to go ahead and open some. I'm hoping we get a totem drop. If not, you know, hey, I understand. I also don't know how far I am from basically getting my next totem. But this is really good for essentially, you know, finishing my artifacts on my Titans as well. It's kind of what we're looking at, if I'm being honest. The nice thing is I'm done with all of these on my main Earth team. I'm like 99% sure now that I just said that out loud. So we're getting a lot of items, which is nice. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep opening these guys. If you have questions, feel free to let me know in the chat. I did get questions earlier, in other videos as well. How can you beat Yasmin if you don't have Helios? That's a great question. My favorite counter is, of course, the twins. A little bit unfair there. Mine are not even that strong yet. But if you don't have Helios yet, and you're trying to battle Yasmin, you're going to want to... I know Dante can beat Yasmin one-on-one. The tough thing is basically Yasmin moves around a lot. I think my favorite counter, if you don't have Helios, is look into Leanne. Leanne is a free hero, I believe, in the Grand Arena shop. She can basically put Yasmin to sleep for a little bit and hopefully in that time give you enough time to take out Yasmin. So we're getting a lot of good stuff here, guys, and I hope that answers your question there. I realize, oh, we got a fire totem. Oh, yes. Oh, that's the first fire totem, guys. I've been waiting so long to get a fire totem. Oh my goodness. All right, that's nice, and I'm glad that I could do it here with you guys. That's awesome. So that's the first one. I need 5 more of those and 4 more water totems, but that's pretty cool. Stoked about that. What will be good Yasmin team? So what will be a good Yasmin team? I'm trying to think. I really liked a combo that I made when I put Yasmin and Kark together. And I do hope I get another one in the same setting. Glad to see you here, Reaper. Always happy to see you here. Pocket, I saw you were the first one to comment. Glad to have you here. And I hope that, I answered your question there. But essentially, with the Stage 7, you really need to have almost all absolute totems. If you have the fire totem close to absolute, you should be able to beat a couple of them because the fire totem is the best for straight pure attacking. Thank you so much, Andrea. I do appreciate it. But the fire totem is the best for attacking if you're just talking about pure attack and you're not talking about defensive purposes. So you might be able to get away in the Lords by beating a couple of them with the fire totem, but for the most part, you're going to need all of your totems absolute. So we are making a decent cut into the amount of emeralds that I had, but it's really cool that we're getting a bunch of these artifact items, and we even got our first fire totem, which I'm super stoked about. My Araji is finally going to get a much-needed power-up. He's been sitting looking at me like, how come all the other Super Titans get a boost and not him? So it's nice to finally have that happen. So we got a bunch of items, and we're just about halfway through these openings. If you guys have other questions, feel free to let me know as well. All right, so exit out and go to the element page and put your fire totem in play. Oh, that's right. That was dumb. I should have done that. You're absolutely right, Reaper. I am going to awaken this guy right here. And cool. So that's the first one that I have. Pretty awesome. And I'm going to go back now and go to the altar of elements. I should have probably done that from the beginning. Thank you for pointing that out, Reaper. Do appreciate it. And here we have more items coming. I'm hoping I can finish a couple of my Earth Titans while I have you guys here. If not, then, it happens. But it's really nice just to be here with you guys because, coronavirus has been pretty lame, if I'm being honest. I mean, I understand it. It's a real thing. But, man, it's been rough not being able to hang out as much with friends. I'm sure everyone else is feeling the same way. It's a tough time, guys. But it's nice to be able to play this game and have fun with you guys and be here. And we're getting a bunch more items. So the good thing is we're getting a lot of Araji, Ragni's Beast, which is what I need to finish my Araji. So how do I face a team with Yasmin? It's very annoying and hard to kill with your team Kark. That's absolutely true. Especially the stronger Yasmins are very, very difficult to deal with in terms of using Kark. She just moves a little too fast when she's really, really upgraded for my Kark to get her. So sometimes I need to use Anvari. And Anvari with his hand will basically like shut down Yasmin's ability to move. And from there, usually my Kark will end up hitting her. Or if I'm lucky enough to have Faceless as well on my team, I will have Faceless basically use his attack. Its attack? I'll basically have Faceless team up and take out that Yasmin. But Yasmin is definitely an annoyance once she is powered up. She's definitely difficult to take down with Kark. She just moves so fast. Kark can't move fast enough, right? He's not quite as mobile as some of the other guys. Sometimes I joke that he moves like Chaba, even though Chaba moves pretty quick. And yeah, it's definitely a family atmosphere in the game. It's always great to have you guys here. I do really enjoy playing this game, especially, you know, I did move to the Reapers. Dark Tower was a guild that I was with as well. They were like family as well. You know, it's just really nice to be a part of a great group of people that play this awesome game. Addicting game, but definitely a fun game as well. We are down to our last opening after this. We got one more Fire Spirit Totem. Let's go. That's the second one that we've gotten during this opening. Reaper, you were right. We did get a second one. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Let's go. Wow, I'm losing my voice already. What server am I on? On this game right now that I'm playing, I am on server 35. I am going to go ahead and upgrade this one to 2-star. So that's pretty cool. Get some more attack for my guys. I will need to upgrade those eventually. I will probably do one more altar opening, even though I probably won't get a spirit totem, but great day that we got 2 spirit totems. Unbelievable. Great luck, and I think it's because you guys are all here, no doubt. So I'm going to open one more. Any idea about the next event? So this is really tough. So events are usually, thank you, Andre. I do appreciate that. Feels pretty good. I've been pretty sad that I didn't have any fire totems, but now I have 2 or 2-star fire totems, so that's awesome. And any idea about the next event? I think the next event, I will have to do some research and review what events come up, but there is a certain pattern usually in terms of what events come up. I do usually know day of, usually the night before, what event will come. I usually try to post on my community page for the YouTube channel what things you should save without directly giving away what event we have coming up. But usually, I think coming up we'll have a Titan Artifact event soon. I don't know exactly when, but that's usually the case. Just because we've had, very recently we had that Titan event, which was focused on, was it the Earth Titans? The Earth Titans, right? We just had that one. So I expect that we will probably have a... The other one that we haven't had in a while is the Hero Artifact event. So we might have that one coming up soon. I haven't done all my expeditions. I should do them. Is the only way to spend emerald... Oh, okay. So is the only way to get totems by spending emeralds? No, that's not the case. You actually can get them just by pure luck. but the odds that you get one without spending emeralds is a lot lower. And I don't know if you've seen my video on the totems with the emeralds, but every time you get one for free, a major issue with that is that you lose out on your ability to get it using emeralds for free. Let me explain that a little better. So I'm going to go back up to totems. And basically, if you use your free spheres, right, because I have used this free sphere in the past to get a totem. I don't believe you can get it for your first one. So I don't believe you can get, oh, no, that's not what I wanted either. Altar of the Elements, right? So if you're using these free Titan Artifact spheres, right, you can get these totem spirits. It's just a lot harder to do. They're super rare when you do it this way. And the problem is it makes it harder for you to get the next one unless you're planning on trying to acquire all 18 of these spirit totem fragments by using only free Titan Artifact spheres. It might take you a while. I know a couple people who have played almost 4 years and have only acquired, I think, 3 or 4 star totems because they've only been trying to do it, basically by doing it for free with the Titan Artifact spheres. So it's possible. It just takes a while. And thank you so much, guys, again for the support on the totems. I'm super stoked. I'm losing my voice already from celebrating. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. I apologize if it is. Titan Artifacts. Let's see if I can do any of these and complete these. So still pretty far away from completing these guys, but it's okay. It's good to check and just to kind of have an update on where you're at. Okay, and I like just knowing how far I need to go. So quite a bit to go, but I think, so I can finish my, what hero is this? Hyperion. I can finish the last artifact here, so I will do that because all the other ones for my main team are done. So I will do that for him. Let's see, Sigurd. Oh, we can do that, but I want to save it for finishing my Hyperion first. So Sigurd will have to wait. Let's see. I did finish my Araji, so Moloch can get that evolution in. I will probably do one more for Ignis since he's getting left in the dust here with his artifacts. Same with Vulcan. They've seen a little bit of neglect just because I've been really focusing on my main team. Let's see, so Sigurd. And I guess I do like Ignis's ability to basically power up the team, right? He has that effect that basically allows for the attack to increase. So I like that. Basically, you can do more damage, especially with a fire team. With Ignis, he's very strong. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. So seal for Hyperion is a good idea to finish. So I think we did that, right? Yep, so we're done with him. On the seal, I do have to eventually get to the other guys, but those aren't high priority. I guess we could do Nova if we wanted to, right? Or, yeah, I think we can do Nova because I think all of my other seals are done, so we can do Nova and Vulcan. We'll just kind of do it evenly here because we can. So 3-star there, 3-star here. We will go ahead and do Nova to 4-star. We're not going to mess with that right now. Oh, I can evolve this one as well. So we're going to do that. I did get some sweet artifacts. You're right. I'm pretty pumped if I'm being honest. It's been a really good pull. Oh, here we go. I'm getting closer to completing these guys, which is nice because it just really can be annoying when you're just focusing on the dungeon and you just can't seem to get as far as you used to be able to get. So this should definitely help me a little bit in terms of advancing in the dungeon. The dungeon never ends. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that. It does eventually run out of rewards. I'm not quite as far as I want to be on the dungeon. I've been slacking. It gets monotonous, as some of you guys know. So if we're looking at dungeon, I am pretty far still from 15,000, which is what you need to get the really cool frame. I don't know if you guys keep up with that, but basically I can get 8 of these summoning spheres by completing this 13,000 dungeon level. Still a ways to go, but as I was saying before, right, so up here there are these sweet frames, and if you go to, where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Primeval Depths frame. So still about 2,500 levels away, but you know, we're working on it. I will make sure to share that with you guys when I get there. I should have already been there. I've just been messing around. It happens. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. So do you think they will add more Titans in the future? So in talking with the devs, right, so I have occasionally been in touch with them. They're super cool. My understanding is that, you know, Bob and some of the other people that you see when they do their live streams, those guys want some more Titans for the most part. They're talking about maybe getting a air type of Titans, but I think the devs themselves are kind of super hesitant to put them in game. I think they want to focus a little bit more on some stuff that we already have, like introducing some new pets, which I think could make things very complicated on the hero side. I don't know if I really want more Titan styles, if I'm being honest. I'm still struggling to complete these guys, so I certainly hope not, if I'm being 100% honest. But you know, they talked about it real briefly, but I don't think it's a serious thought that the game is having. I think there's a lot more discussion right now about introducing new pets. They're talking about adding, I want to say, from what I remember, is 2 to 4 new pets that they're working on because they really, really like the idea of patronage. And I think the other real reason that they like it is because the pet summoning has, in my opinion, one of the worst drop rates I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't love that, but it is what it is. I'm super jealous of you guys who get the daily grand prize. I will have to try to get that sometime, but it's ridiculous how, in my opinion, bad the drop rate is for pet summoning. So let's see what else we have going on here. So yeah, I know, right? To get more Titans would absolutely be a pain. It would be a good idea if they add one more element in Titans. So you like the idea of, you know, more elements. I think it would make it more complicated, but I think people would complain also. It's hard to know for sure. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm still trying to get the devs to incorporate into the guild chat and guild battles. I want them to add pets to these auto and maximum. Because right now, when you test with just the heroes, you get really inconclusive results. The pet that you use, if they're absolute, and if the pet is also, you know, maxed out in terms of, you know, I think it's, what was it, Violet +3. If you get that, the results are crazy different in terms of outcome. I've seen matches where, you know, you use one pet and you can beat a certain team, and then another one where you just completely get destroyed. So, I mean, for example, I think the one that comes to mind immediately is Aurora with Kayn. Aurora with Kayn is insane. Kayn deals mad damage, and Aurora continues to get energy. It's a vicious cycle with them. So I'm still trying to get them to do that. So hopefully they add into the max testing pets, because I don't love the fact that you can't factor in pets just yet. It is super annoying. I just saw in my guild chat. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already, get those top fan gifts. They've been giving a lot of great rewards out. The game itself has, right? The boxy gifts. Oh, I don't even think I've opened mine yet. But there's some great gifts there. And the way that those come out is basically people subscribe to the Hero Wars channel. Guys, make sure you talk about my channel as well, and feel free to put it out there. Always appreciate when you guys do that. It's always awesome. I love seeing my videos in circulation. Okay, so let's see. Pets, another money pit, 100%. And I think that's kind of why they like it as well, because they can get away with it. They've already kind of disclosed the totem drops, and they didn't have to do that, but I'm glad that they did, because unlike mobile, Facebook is a little bit less regulated, which means that they have a lot more free reign to kind of mess with the drop rate percentages. So by telling us these fail-safe numbers, it makes us hold Hero Wars accountable. If you ever don't get a totem after a certain number of emeralds, you can always, again, I think I mentioned this before, but get help, then message them. And usually what they'll try to do is they'll try to contact us, right? And then you can basically reach them this way. I've been, utilizing that occasionally. And basically when I can't reach someone, I do definitely use that Get Help app or Get Help option, and I recommend that everyone do that as well. It just, they'll respond. They respond about in a day or so. Just make sure you check your email. Okay. Reminds me of how on mobile you can't test at all. Yeah, that's not cool. Especially because mobile is, in my opinion, quite different from Facebook. I've seen a lot of people test on Facebook and try to use that as a grounds for establishing a mobile tier list, or even just trying to find great teams. Doesn't always work, because different heroes peak at different points with different items, and plus there are different there are different skills involved in the mobile game itself. So I think one thing that you have to be careful about when you're looking at different sources is, make sure that they're reliable, make sure that they play the game. If they've never posted their own account or anything, I'd be very skeptical. I've seen a couple, I'm not going to name any names, but I've seen a couple YouTubers who don't post basically their team or don't show their account at all, and it makes me very, very skeptical. Can I make a tier list for mobile? Absolutely. I'm working on one actually, and expect that probably in the next couple of weeks here. I'd say, what day is it? It's the 22nd. If not by the end of the month, early next month, so before the 15th of next month, I will get that out for mobile. I will have a tier list for you guys. Charging a flawless stone to 50 is ridiculous, but they are powerful. Absolutely ridiculous. For me, when I look at these and I'm like trying to struggle just to get to 25, and you're telling me that, in the future that you need 50, that's a lot of gold and a lot of chaos particles. Chaos particles are ridiculously difficult to get. You have to continue to basically play those high-level adventures and go for 4 chests. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult. And yeah, no problem. Absolutely. Expect that tier list. I promise I'll get that to you guys. So with that being said, this is pretty in-depth, I'd say, for the most part. If we're looking at pets, who are my favorite pets? Albus, Oliver, Kane, and Merlin, in my opinion, are some of the best pets in terms of the heroes they have option-wise when you're in battle. Fenris is good as well. For me, I haven't seen Mara be super useful just yet. So it can be tricky in terms of using her. She's very similar to Leanne and I think even Darkstar, right, where she can turn an enemy against the opposing team, which is a cool skill, but I just haven't seen it utilized very effectively just yet. And without max testing, it's really hard to confirm that she's a viable threat. But Kane I've seen do mad damage. Merlin, Fenris as well. Albus is great for those single boss types. So if you're doing a pet adventure and your heroes don't need any healing, Albus deals mad damage. If you're facing Cormac, which when I beat him, I used Albus. Albus was the only way that I was going to beat Cormac. With Seymour, right now I have Albus slated, but Seymour's tough. You definitely need probably Jew, if I'm being honest. He's one of the best single attack heroes in the game. It is a server 35 gathering. It's nice to have you all here. And yeah, it's definitely nice. Yeah, you think that's the reason why max testing with pets isn't a thing? I think that's a fair point. I don't love it. I think they should do it anyway. I know that there's a lot of stats out there already. All the heroes, I think max stats have been established. And I think there's a pretty in-depth encyclopedia on that. It's time-consuming to get to, but there is something on that. But I still think that they should incorporate max testing with pets. It's sad that they haven't done that already. Let's look at inventory here. So I've been sitting on these excellent dust skulls and flawless dust scones. I just need to get to the point where I can actually use them. I'm hurting in the flawless sunstone department though, because I've been using them all on Albus. But you can see, man, I'm just stockpiling these guys. I need to get to 1,000 to be able to evolve them to 5-star. So let's look at consumable. The real reason I'm here is I wanted to open these boxy gifts. Since I have not had an opportunity to do so. So I am going to go ahead and open these now, since, what the heck. So we got a bunch of gold. We got 30 eggs. Did I see that correctly? 30 eggs. So I guess we're going to open these right now because there's no reason for me to hold on to them. 30 eggs, that's a good boxy gift. I'll take it. 30 pet soul stones of one type or the other. Potentially more, but if you're expecting them all to be one, hey, that doesn't hurt. Got 10 for Oliver. Can't argue with that. Another 10 for Oliver, right? Oliver. We got 10 Mara. Some more. Got some Fenris. And let's go ahead and do this again. And what I do is I typically actually shave this all the way down to 1. Since I'm already here, I might as well do it. And the reason that I stop at 1 and always save 1, you'll notice that I did that for my Titan altar of the elements area as well, is just because you never know when you're going to have a day where you just happen to miss either an opportunity to use an egg by joining an adventure, or, right, let's say you don't join an adventure, then you can't get the bonus for pet summoning. It's kind of a bummer, so I usually try to hold on to 1 there. And then here you can see I also try to hold on to 1 Titan Artifact Sphere, just in case somehow, let's say I missed the Tournament of Elements or something. That just gives me a good reason to be able to still complete the task, because usually you need to open at least 1 daily to get some rewards. So I do try to hold on to those. Let's see, so that gave me those. I'm trying to see what else that I need to do. So upgrading Gift of Elements. I am trying to work on my twins. Might as well complete Krista while I have her. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Oh, Paul is saying I should have held on to the eggs until 12 a.m. Well, I think I'm just going to hold on to the 1, and then I'll definitely join an adventure and hopefully get some more pet eggs throughout, these adventures as rewards. So hopefully that happens. And I did really want Oliver as an absolute pet, so that's kind of why I just decided, what the heck, I'm just going to open it also. And I still have a bunch of heroes that I need to complete in terms of the Gift of Elements. It is a process, guys. I think the next one I'm going to do is Celeste. Celeste is a very viable hero. I think I've mentioned this before. But anytime you see a healing team, right, let's say they have multiple healers, you use Celeste in dark mode. Celeste deals mad damage when that happens. Aurora, my new favorite tank. There's been a lot of questions about Aurora. I'm not going to upgrade her right now, but there's been a lot of questions about Aurora, and I think it's totally fair. If I'm being honest, she wasn't the best tank she wasn't even a viable tank, in my opinion, until 2 or 3 months ago. And then last month, when they redid her dodge statistics, right? She has good dodge. She has okay dodge, I think. So my dodge on her sucks because I haven't worked on her. But Aurora, right? The reason she's gotten so much better is every time she dodges an attack now, she gains energy. And what's significant about that is before she didn't gain any energy. If she didn't get hit, she didn't gain any energy. And the more energy she gains just means she can use her first skill more, which basically deals magic damage. Well, it deals damage to the opposing team and is based off her magic attack. But Aurora is super helpful, especially when you face a Twins team. She just deals mad damage against magic attackers. I noticed that you have an option to spend 4,500 emeralds on the artifact spheres. I don't have that option. Okay, yeah, no, that's completely fair and that's normal. When you first go to Titan Artifacts, well, no, not Titan Artifacts. When you first go to the Altar of Elements, the only option you should see are these two. Once you have spent, I want to say 4,500 emeralds, so you've opened this option 9 or 10 times. I'm not sure which. I think if you open it the 10th time, you finally get the option to open 100. So you have to open 100 using emeralds before you get the option to open 100 using this 4,500 option. It's kind of annoying, but that's kind of how that works. Paulo, I think you're right too, in terms of in many games there's always a pattern. There is RNG, but usually RNG is not super reliable in terms of always being weird. And okay, thank you, Lila. So it's 9 times. Once you open this 500 option 9 times, you will have the option to open this 4,500 Altar of Elements opening. And the same is true for all the other different things. Here in the Pet Sanctuary, I haven't unlocked it because I haven't spent enough emeralds, I guess. But, 2,500 emeralds is a lot. But there is an open 100 option as well. I haven't unlocked it myself, but eventually I will. Same goes for the other big money spender, which is the airship, right? And in the airship, you have this chest here, and here you also have an open 100 option. So all it is, after you've spent a certain number, I think it's like 9 or 10 generally for all of these, you get the next option. I think it's 9. So I think Laylo's right, and I think that's across the board. But basically, after you spend enough emeralds, you get the bigger option. So I'm going to go ahead and open these because I seem to have more than 10 artifact keys. And we got some cool things there. I do like the artifact coins because it gives me flexibility. Let's take a look. And you can go either way, so it's kind of cool. So here you can see Kark's done. Martha is almost done. Cleaver's almost done. Nebula's almost done. That's the majority of my team, if I'm being honest. I am working on Astaroth, but as you can see, Cleaver right now is stronger than Astaroth, so Astaroth doesn't make the cut into my main team. Jorgen and Sebastian. Right now I'm focusing more on Sebastian. Probably shouldn't be saying that because I know there are a bunch of people here on server 35, but it's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and keep working on him. I think I'm going to go with the Warriors code and just focus on Sebastian himself. So we're going to go ahead and can't upgrade, but we have enough here to do that, and in the future we will. But that's what we're looking at in terms of artifacts. Chaos cores are my one complaint. Drop rate on average when you open 100 at a time is about 18 to 23 chaos cores on average. Yeah, that's definitely a fair point. I find that I get most of my chaos cores just from doing the map daily, and it's usually the longer ones, right? So the 3-hour one here is going to give me 3 chaos cores. Is it enough? No, but at least I'm getting some, right? and I don't really like using my certificates right up in the artifact to get them. So I'm going to go ahead and open these 3 more chests. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to just put them in chat. We have been going for a while, and I'm glad that you're all here. If you guys do, I know people have been asking me before, if you want to donate, I guess you can. I do have a PayPal. Attached to it is jversusheroawards@gmail.com. That's by no means, that's just completely if you want to. I've gotten questions about it before, so I'm just throwing that out there. I'll put more information out about it in the video later, and in future videos if people ask. But that's kind of what we're looking at, and I think because I unlocked that totem, yep, so awaken 3 elemental spirits. So this is from those 2 fire totem spirits, which I finally opened. Thank you so much, guys. I think you guys are my lucky charms, if I'm being honest. I'm going to collect this. And yeah, that's the next big one right there for me is adventure number 13 on this account. Beat the boss 10 times. Still a little ways away from that in terms of my heroes, if I'm being honest. And Seymour is the biggest thing here. Most of the other things are potentially doable in the near future. We still have the event going on, I believe, right? Time of the Fearless. Did not claim that 100. Didn't open Outland chests. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open some Outland chests as well. This event's really cool in the sense that it's completely free to play for the most part. If you have VIP 5, you can complete everything without having to spend any money, assuming you haven't basically claimed these. And I do remember there were some questions about how to save these chests, but essentially all I do on the day that the event comes, which for me is Thursday, I just don't claim any of these. Right now I'm claiming these, right, by opening the chest and then click opening. But normally I just don't do anything. I just kind of like leave everything as is. It's really hard to look at with the red dots. But that's kind of what I do, honestly. I don't feel the need to open it if I don't look at it too much. So I mainly focus on Guild Wars on those Thursday days. Occasionally I'll accidentally claim a 60 energy, which is fine because it just means I don't have to stay up as late. But that's kind of what we're talking about in that regard. And with the tower, right? So I'm in the tower now. I love getting these items. Gold is cool too, and so are the tower coins. But tower coins I just usually end up using, I guess, sometimes for soul stones to basically get closer to finishing my jet. Because he's at 5-star, I think. But I love these items because they just help me not have to farm as much. Because I feel like the drop rate, honestly, especially when you get on the more difficult items, the drop rate is not good. It's better than the pet soulstone drop rate, but it's just not good. So here I'm getting some gold. Can never complain about getting gold. There we have some tower coins. Ooh, I really, really wanted that item, but it's okay. Don't want that item. Got some more gold. I really like auto clear, guys. Auto clear is... Man, once you hit level 130, it is nice to no longer have to worry about it. Don't forget to claim your rewards right in the corner. That new one up here, right, with the skull coins is cool. Sucks for people on mobile. Sadly, you don't have that option. But you can also claim your rewards here. I think mobile still has the old setup, which is unfortunate for those guys. How long have I been playing Hero Wars? It's been over a year. I want to say almost... I don't think it's been quite 2, but I've been playing for a while. I did actually play a little bit before I came to 35, but I didn't know what I was doing. I honestly didn't play very much, but 35 is where this is now my main account. I do have a side account on 51, and we have a little guild there, which is fun. We are in gold as well, but you know, it's tough. Some of those guys are big spenders over there on 51. When we look at the strongest guys on 51 who have absolute hero or titans already, it's pretty crazy. We have 2 guys on our server who have all 18 totems already. Server 51 has not even been around for, I want to say 3 months or less. So, you know, they definitely invested a little in the game, to say the least. Chaos Corn. Certificates should only be used for artifact coins, truthfully. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think if people don't want to spend a lot of money in-game, potentially, and they want to focus on Kark and Nebula, I think those are justifiable investments as well with the certificates. Jet is the biggest waste. Yeah, Jet is... Jet's really good with Kira specifically, but she's not really great with most of the other... or he's not really great with the other heroes for the most part, if I'm being 100% honest. So let's see, it's Soul Shop, and I need 82 more coins of him. It's not a main focus for me, but I do eventually want to get him to 6-star, so that's where we're going with that. Don't need the Wasp. I don't love the shape of that item. It looks weird to me, but yeah, okay. So I got what I needed there. Do I need anything here? Well, it looks like Alucard's amulet is needed. But I think, yeah, I think we're just going to claim that item. Outland Shop. Don't really need to focus on Daredevil yet. I just like surfing these deals. I usually like to get the large skinstone chest, if I'm being honest. Does allow me to get some more stones there. I'm trying to look. Let's see, what else do I need? Minotaur's head. Always need that for some reason. It's like one of the essential purple items that you need. Let's see. Looking at these, I do want that Oppressor's Crown. Martha is a staple on my team. I do take her out occasionally, but yep. So we see here, I've noticed people ignore their artifacts, which is a shame because artifacts really increase your character's strengths all the way around. That's 100% accurate. Let me go back to this real quick. So I'm just going to go ahead and point this out. If we're looking at artifacts, these are game changers, guys. So the first artifact, that one helps your entire team. And here you can get 100% activation chance simply by getting 3 stars here. The number of bonus, though, will be less. The second skill always is key for the hero that it's attached to, and here it's attached to my Kark. Basically what happens here is Kark can deal a bunch more damage with his physical attack, and with armor penetration, no matter how much defense is up, basically he can cut right through that. Agility, this is usually the main stat of your hero, which basically gives more bonuses, but it's more evenly distributed. So that's key, guys. So, I mean, if we're looking at Martha even, right, so her teapot, right, it's focused on armor, and her first skill, which is essential to her, is magic attack and health, so she gets a bonus. And then intelligence. So, in my opinion, the way to go with these is you should definitely try to get, at least for your main team, you want to get 3 stars for your first hero. And for the second item, this is the one you want to focus on after, in my opinion, after you get this first one to activation chance 100%. You don't want to have it sitting at 0, 33, or 66%. It doesn't, it's kind of like you're playing roulette, and you don't want to play roulette. You want to have a definite thing. You want to have that activation chance be 100%, and then you want to focus on this second particular artifact because it makes a world of difference in your matches, both in arena and honestly everywhere else. So even like campaign and everything too. Thank you, Uncle. So yeah, for me, the way I actually got into this game was I think it was summer break at one point, and what happened was I was playing this game probably 20 hours in the day. I probably got like 4 hours of sleep. I really got addicted to it. I read up on every single hero. I looked up every single potential thing that you could look up at the time, and my parents thought I was nuts, but that's what I did. And it's really helped me in the game because it's allowed me to look at what heroes can be the most beneficial. And when we talk about different heroes and which ones are most viable, I really think it gives an edge to know what they can do, and what essentially makes them viable. Which, in my opinion, it helps with my tier list. I know a lot of people don't always agree with the tier list because they're not heroes that they have. And for me, those tier lists are some heroes that I don't even have. But I'm just trying to be as transparent with everyone and trying to be as helpful to the Hero Wars community, because I think it's fair that everyone has the same starting amount of knowledge, if they so desire, if they seek it. If they don't want it, then that's okay too. You don't have to watch it. But that's kind of how I go about things. I try to post things that I think would be helpful to the Hero Wars community, even if sometimes it's to my detriment. Because once I start talking about counters for Kark and stuff, I see my Kark going down way more often. So let's see. You've been playing 10 months today. That's a good amount of time. Stick with it. You'll see a lot of results. I think the thing that you should be most excited for coming up will be, I think the Halloween event's pretty cool. It's very similar to the summer event that we just had, or Summer Festival, right? Then Winterfest is the biggest event of the year. I don't know if any of you guys know anything about WWE, but it is essentially very, very similar to WrestleMania. It's the biggest event of the year. Winterfest is the biggest event for Hero Wars. And yeah, Winterfest was a game changer, for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and collect these. If you guys weren't aware, there are some groups that are really good, that can get you friendship chips as well. The only issue is you have to connect your actual Facebook account. I've been doing that regularly now, but I think the max amount of, well, I didn't even battle today in Arena. I was not focused on that. Okay, so this is the top fan gift, and then we got some artifact keys for leveling up, so that's cool. Great job, guildmates. And yeah, I mean, Winterfest, I'm telling you, that event is wild. You'll go through emeralds really quickly, but your whole team benefits a lot from that event. I just completed Judge the other day. Kind of bummed. I should have probably waited to finish him, but he is absolute star now. As you can see, I think the main ones that I still need to work on are Helios, which I need because Yasmin's been popping up a lot more on my server, in the arena area. Aurora, that is one of my. I can't wait to work on her, in terms of as a project for a hero. Yasmin, she's dirty, straight up dirty. I don't have anything else to say. You have Jet, almost done with him. Not really worried about him though. He's not a super top tier guy in my opinion. He's usable, but not a guy I'd use normally. Thea, haven't worked on her too much. Corvus, Astrid and Lucas, Artemis, Peppy, Morgan, Phobos, Fox, Heidi, Ginger, and Mojo. You can see where my main focus lied. Corvus and Morgan are the new undead heroes. I know some of you guys are very familiar, some of you guys are not. On Facebook, they decided only to make Corvus and Morgan undead, which to me is very interesting because it means to me that they want to introduce new undead characters. On the mobile version, the other undead heroes are Phobos, Kira, and I think Faceless. I want to say Faceless. But Corvus and Morgan, I'm almost positive that because the way they did that, they are going to add some more undead heroes during Halloween. It just seems like a type of thing that they would do. I could be wrong, but that's my guess, if you will. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. We have Peppy and Celeste are my top combo to use. They're a deadly combo. Peppy, this ×4 skill, I think it's Trickster, gives you the option of quadruple damage chance. That is a killer. The only thing you have to be careful about with the Cleaver Peppy combo, because you normally use Satori in that kind of a team too, is making sure, and Celeste usually, it's pretty standard squad that's super strong. You have to be careful with Rufus occasionally in pet adventures. Rufus can be a thorn in the side just because um, he doesn't go down unless you use a physical attack to take him out. And I think the biggest thing with Rufus, right, is they just did a rework of him in mobile. I don't know if you guys are following on that. So if they do end up doing one, what they did was they basically increased his shield capacity. They increased the amount of damage he deals. Health recovery is increased, and his recovered health again is just increased. So what they did is they buffed up all of his skills on mobile. I don't know if that's going to happen for Facebook, but just a heads up, that did happen. So we'll see what happens. If that happens, that could make Rufus a little bit more viable. He definitely is a very specialized hero. I like him. And hi, Abdul. Nice to see that you caught alive. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Glad to have you here. I know there were some technical difficulties earlier, but I'm glad that everyone's here. I think, I basically did do quite a bit in terms of gameplay and just talking about different questions that came up. I think I will probably stick around for another, let's say like another 18 minutes or so. I'm thinking that'll be solid for my first live. I definitely went a little longer than I was expecting, but I do know that we have some late joiners, and I want them to be able to ask questions as well. Let's see, I didn't use any emeralds for the exchange. I'm going to go ahead and complete some tasks while you guys are here. If you have questions, feel free to let me know. I will be checking. Marcus is actually a pretty good hero. I've seen him used very effectively as the second hero in line. One thing to keep in mind, guys, is ordering in terms of setting up your teams is actually very, very important. Complete 3 heroic missions. We're going to go with the Aurora mission. If you notice, Rufus is almost always the hero in pet adventures that keeps healing after every hit, so you really got to watch who you use during those adventures. Absolutely correct. The biggest thing with Rufus is you just have to basically make sure you have a physical attacker on your team. Kark is a physical attacker who takes him down real easy. Ju is a really good hero. Kira is really good. But yeah, Kira's good too, I'm telling you. She is a top marksman. I think she's a marksman, and she just deals a lot of AoE damage, which is like, area damage, which is cool. And it's great to have you guys all here again. I always appreciate having you all here. This is my first live, so hopefully everything's working smoothly for you guys, and I'm glad that things were able to work out, because I was concerned a little bit as to how how it would appear on screen for you guys, and if you guys would be able to see my screen and everything. YouTube has a lot of weird things going on where they're limiting your ability to share your screen. What was I doing? I was going for Aurora, and I was going to do some quests here. I usually just do the 2 lower ones because they tend to use less energy, and I'm going to go ahead and do this one as well. Some good items there. But basically you get 1 out of 3 guaranteed, I think, if you do the raid version. We have Gary here. Missed all the winter skins the first time. I'll try to get them this time when Winterfest happens. Hey, I will say the winter skins are very exclusive, and I really like them. I have, I think, all of them now. The Jew one, they're all interesting to look at, They're all Christmassy, and it's like they're making this weapon very festive as well. It's just very, very interesting concept. I love the way that they do these skins. And I love the fact that the skins actually do contribute a lot to the hero strength. The one that I think is the most important to get in terms of winter skins is Kira. She has the, the armor penetration skin, which is her winter skin. That makes her that much more lethal. I highly recommend. I know you can't pick them, but if you get lucky enough, Kira is the hero to get in terms of the winter skins that I've seen so far. I like the Anvari one as well, but Anvari only has the one skin. He needs a couple more, in my opinion, because he's my favorite hero. I don't know who your guys' favorite hero is, but Anvari is mine. I just like the way he looks. I don't know why. Just kind of cool to me, and I like his hand skill where it just shows up, and I'm just like, you've been caught. But anyway, yeah. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else I need to do. The adventure stuff I'm not super worried about. Level up any Titan artifact. I'm surprised I didn't do that. I think I'm just going to go with Nova and upgrade the seal here a little bit, and that'll at least complete the quest that I needed to do, and I can do more later there. One thing that everyone should be doing, I'm sure most of you guys all do this already, but if you're getting less than 700 guild activity points, flat out you're doing something wrong. You really need to enchant a glyph. I can't emphasize that enough. Glyphs are important, and they help your team. So I am going to increase the critical hit chance of my Sebastian here. But basically what's going on, and I like to do more than one, but you only need to do a little bit. I know on mobile you actually need to do a full level. I don't think that's the case here for Facebook. But I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway. Want to make Sebastian stronger. Don't like seeing Jorgen used against me. But basically, see what happened here was I basically get plus 700 right away. People who don't use that plus 700, it's noticeable. You can see it because the GMs definitely look. The generals typically look as well. I think everyone looks just by simply going to, it's loading, to the rewards area. And then if you go to stats and presence, you can easily see, right, activity and Titanite, for example. You can easily see what people are doing and what they're not doing. And so when people are under that 700 threshold, it can be a little bit frustrating because you want to get as many of these guild presents for your team. It allows the guild master to essentially hand them out to different players on your team. And the presents that are distributed, right, are these 250 Titan potions, summoning spheres, and gold. And it's said, I haven't confirmed this, but it's said that the summoning spheres do have a higher chance of dropping a super Titan if they come from the Guildmaster, which is pretty cool. Abdul's got some pretty cool emojis going here. I'm kind of jealous. I really like that second one with the dab, maybe. It's kind of cool. Which totem did I get first? So I'm not sure if you mean today or generally speaking, but generally speaking, actually my first totem was Earth. Oh, my first totem was Earth. And from there, I actually got my first 4 totems were all Earth. And after that, I got my first water totem. Then I got my 5th Earth totem. Then I got my 2nd water. And then I got my 6th Earth totem. That's kind of how that unfolded. And then today, I unlocked 2 Fire Spirit totems. So, that's what I did today. Let's see. I can't pay emeralds or other things by the Facebook version from Hero Wars. I need VIP in normal modes. Is it a long time to come forward in the game? I've already written to Facebook. Do you know what I can do there? Yeah, so VIP is really, really specific. So if we're looking at VIP, you can click on your, I'm assuming you're a VIP 0 since you can't do anything there. They do have these sales, right? But if you look at the bonus, the only way you can get VIP, sadly, right now, is by actually spending money in the game. So if you're looking to become VIP 1, I would say the best and cheapest option if you're wanting to spend money is Valkyrie's Favor. Let's see. So by going to Airship, I'm sorry, Kai Kevin. I'm sure this is not the response that you're hoping for, but Valkyrie's Favor, if you just get this one, it's usually semi-affordable. It's under $5 for sure. And you do get the artifact coins, which can be very helpful. You also get access to a expedition that's usually located right here. It's 5 minutes. So that's cool. You also get a guaranteed 150 Titanite every day that you're subscribed. But sadly, the only way to get VIP is to actually spend money in the game. If you're gonna do it, I think the cheapest and best option again is to use Valkyrie Favor and only get the first one. I do think the second one's a good deal also, but they did change the pricing, so the second one's actually more expensive than it used to be. But the Valkyrie Favor, right? So you automatically get 150 Titanite, which means that you get 3 summoning spheres, I think, daily. Why do they have daily quests for tournament challenges when you can't get it on the weekends? So actually, that's a great point. Gary, I'm not sure where you're from, if I'm being honest, off the top of my head. But because I'm in the U.S. personally, so this win one battle in the Tournament of Elements is only unavailable to me today, which is Saturday, right? Sunday, if I time it up right, like if I stay up kind of late, I can actually utilize this and get, I think it's 5 more of these Titan Artifact Spheres, because the day, basically the time that the Titan event restarts, it restarts 2 hours before my game clock actually restarts. So for me up here, right, so I have a day in 3 hours. So for me on Sunday I guess technically Monday at midnight, so Sunday at 12 a.m., right, that transition into Monday morning for me, I still have time to basically attack in this Tournament of the Elements, and I usually clear 2 floors and then I stop, and then I continue on to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Monday. So I do, yeah, that's exactly correct, Melissa. I usually will do basically the first 2 floors because you only need to beat 6 opponents in this style, right? You need to win 6 total battles because you need to win 1, and then I think it's 5. So if you win 6 battles and you save the rest for later, then you can essentially get this on Sundays right before it goes into Monday. So, okay. So does anyone use Russian rupees or ruples? So I'm not going to advocate for that because last time I saw a YouTuber talk about Brazil and they got rid of it real quick, Brazilian real, right? But essentially that is a go-to right now. I'd keep that on the down low personally. I'm not gonna talk about it on any of my videos in the future, and it's one of the reasons I didn't talk about Brazilian. I knew that it would get caught if everyone started talking about it. Like, do I use emeralds to open altar if do not have for 2 days? So Abdul, I don't know if you're aware, but you can actually get 5 of these Titan Artifact Spheres daily, right? Even on Saturday and Sunday by going to the Hero Wars page. So I'm going to go ahead and open a new tab here. And hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Can you see that? I went to Google. Sorry, I'm waiting on the live stream here. But I'm assuming you'll be able to see it. And if I go to Facebook, right, and you go to Hero Wars, it's loading kind of slowly. Here we go. So the Hero Wars page itself, you can get 5 of these artifacts daily. Make sure you get the top fan package, guys, if you haven't already. Check in on this regularly. This is actually a legit site. I've seen a lot of non-legit sites being made, right? Offering like 50,000 emeralds. Those are scams. Those are not real. Never even heard of anything that offers that many. But here, this is standard everyday Saturday, Sunday. You have the option to get 5 free Titan Artifact Spheres. This is the way that they try to compensate for you not getting those 5 through the quest, right? The battle in Tournament of the Elements. At least that's the way that I've been told. I have talked with some of those people, and I'm pretty sure that that's what they've kind of decided to do. So I hope that makes sense there. let's see. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, I lost track here. So, like, do I? Okay, yep. What's your take on entire guilds moving servers? Good or not? So I like it for Facebook because, um, well, pros and cons, right? So I like it for Facebook more than I like it for mobile. The reason being, for Facebook, you can actually jump servers and go back. Let's say like you don't like whatever server you're on, you can go back, you can backtrack. I guess the best way to show this is like if you're going to change servers, and let's say you're moving up to like, let's say server 25, right? Whatever. If you decide to do that on Facebook, you can pay to have your server moved back to 35. On mobile, this doesn't happen. So basically, once you change a server and you move up, you're stuck. So if you go to server like 1 per se, you need to restart your game if you're on mobile, or you need to try to get in touch with using the get help. I have helped a couple people who accidentally did that get back to their original server. Luckily the people who make Hero Wars, both for mobile and Facebook, are super flexible, and I've been able to get in touch with them occasionally. So I've been able to help facilitate in a couple of those things. So, but yeah, for mobile, definitely do not jump a server without really seriously deliberating it. On Facebook, I think it's a little bit more viable. Entire guilds moving servers, I think I understand the point of it, right? People want more competition. I know on 35, AOD I think moved over to our server, and I like it. I think it spices things up a little bit. I do think it maybe discourages some of the players who don't spend money though, so that's maybe a con. But and let's say some people don't want to jump servers because they like where they're at. Usually you will be one of the strongest players on your server if you don't jump. Whereas you're kind of starting at a disadvantage because usually those players who have been on an older server have been there longer. So like for example, if you jump to server 1 or 2, if you jump to server 1 or 2, you'll see most of those players already have absolute titans and some of them even close to heroes. On ours, you'll notice that, let's see, Titan Power. So you'll see that there's a lot of absolute Titans on ours. 209711 is the max. And there we have our very own Reaper, right? So shout out. But anyway, so yeah, that's something to consider when you're looking at different servers. Pros and cons. You will have more competition inevitably because usually players have been playing longer, but the cons will be you may not be as dominant as you once were. Let's see. But yeah, on mobile you don't want to move really, because if you go to the wrong server, one server that's stacked, you're in trouble. Tournament challenge is interesting. My quests restart at 5 a.m. Ahaha. Oh, wow. That is really early. I apologize that that's the case. You used to be able to change the time that you wanted to do it, but I know Hero Wars has since gotten rid of that option. There used to be a little option here where you could switch up your time zone. There was a green little button here, which they have since gotten rid of. But I apologize. That is really early for you, Melissa. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's what we're looking at so far, guys. Okay, so Gary, that's a great question. I heard you can't move to a new server without losing everything. So that is true and false. So based on what you have here, that's true. You cannot move to an older server with your account. So if I were to try to move my account from 35 to anything after it, I would lose everything. I'd have to start over, except on like probably 51 or 50 because that's where I made some accounts, right? You can see I'm level 111. Sadly, I can't transfer this over to the same server, right? I can't have 2 accounts on server 35. I would love to do that, but I can't. But you can move up. So like let's say when I say up, I'm meaning that you can move from 35 forward. So 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, all the way to 1. You can basically transfer your entire account and everything that you have. But if you're going to if you're going to a server that's after the server that you're on, you're going to have to restart kind of all over again. There are some new benefits though to doing that. I know they're giving away like I think a free Astaroth skin if you start over if you're a new player. There's some more incentives for sure for if you end up moving back. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. I hope that answers your question there, Gary. Essentially, if you move to an older server, yes, you don't lose anything. But if you move to a newer server, you will lose everything. I hope that's clear. I hope that makes sense. All right, so with that all being said, I think that basically covers what we're going to look at today for the live stream. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for sticking with me here and being with me. I think in the future we may do this again. I don't know what you guys think, but this time works well for me. I don't know if it works for most of you guys. I had a great time. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to putting out some more content for you guys. And in the future, I'm hoping that once I reach that 1,000,000 views mark, still a ways away. But once I do, I plan on giving out rewards. So thank you so much, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all in Dominion.